Hi everyone, this is Darren here, and in this particular video, I'm going to be sharing with you what exactly does it mean to be a great speaker, and what is that value? What is the value of a speaker? We call that speaker's value. Now, over the years, we have seen this particular formula. In one way or another, some place or another. This formula of a speaker's value typically goes like this. Speaker's value equals to content value multiplied by the base. I repeat, speaker's value equals to content value multiplied by the base. Now, what it all means is that the worth of a speaker's value, the power of that speaker is determined by two main variables. The first variable is what we call a content value. And if you see, a speaker with a high content value versus a speaker with a low content value certainly affects the speaker's value. A speaker who invests a huge amount of time, effort, whether it's money as well or otherwise, into building and honing his or her own craft, building his or her own knowledge base and application centers, would see its skills, its techniques, his or her techniques to be much better as compared to the other amateurs. The speaker's value would definitely increase and improved. And nowadays, we see with the advent of technology, with the internet, with networking sessions and all, it's not that difficult per se to see accelerated growth in terms of content value for a speaker to move from one stage to a higher stage. An example of a speaker with a very low content value would be an individual who does not know what he or she is saying, or an individual who uses and copies someone else's material simply just by looking at someone else's material online or through an article and then claims that he or she is an expert and professes to teach those things. So those individuals would have very low content value. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be a speaker that has high content value, or do you want to be a speaker that has low content value? So that is one variable. The next variable is what we call a base. Now, if a speaker speaks to only one audience member, that speaker would potentially only get his or her message across or techniques across to that one individual. But if a speaker is speaking before a base of 10,000 or 100,000 or 20,000 or million individuals, the base is much wider. Now consider this, a speaker making speaking a business would certainly want to have a huge base. For example, if a speaker is selling a product like a book at $10 US, certainly if your audience is only 10 times 1, you only get $10. But if your base is huge, it's a million, then 10 times a million would be $10 million. So it's not difficult at all to understand the concept of what it means by base. A speaker can have a huge base, a huge following, and a speaker can have a very small base. So if you observed that exists on a X and Y axis, starting from a speaker with a high content value to a low one, speaker with a huge base to a small base. Now for a speaker, consider these four permutations. A speaker with a small base and a speaker with a low content value. Seriously, we won't even consider that person a speaker. We will consider him or her a non-speaker, a talker. Now a speaker who is able to elevate his or her content value to a very high level but unfortunately only has a very small base. We call this individual a good speaker. You're good content, but no one is following. You can't make money out of it. And even if it's not about money per se, the influence that you're going to be able to spread your message is not going to be great. A speaker with a huge following, like maybe a superstar, a sensation for 1 to 2 days, but with very low content value, is what we call an infamous speaker. Meaning to say, a speaker is likely to gain traction the first time round. People might buy in the first time round, but subsequently, you're probably not going to get follow-up. You're not going to get speakers to come back again. This is what we call recurring visits. What you want to be is to be a speaker that is a very high level, high content value, and a huge base. We call these speakers superstar speakers. And I think that is one area you want to go to. In this video, I've just shared with you speaker's value equates to content value multiplied by base. Now that is also something that is not new at all. But what I like to value add is my new concept. And this is what my new concept is like. Speaker's value equals to bracket, content value multiplied by base, and the whole thing to the power of C and I. I repeat, speaker's value equals to bracket content value multiplied by base, the whole thing to the power of C and I. What does it mean by C and I? C means creativity, whereas I stands for intention. Speakers with huge speakers value cannot afford just to look at these two variables nowadays. Nowadays, with the power of individuals being able to spread fake news, fake information, fake techniques, fake strategies, all the more as speakers, as professional speakers, we need to be responsible with our speech. The moment you are able to be creative in your content, in terms of your approach, in terms of your application, the moment you coupled it with strong, powerful, positive intention, positive, that's the keyword, positive intention for the betterment and for the benefit of the audience members, you will see that that equation, that result would lead to an exponential increase in your speaker's value. So in this day and age, let me repeat, if you wish to increase your speaker's value, we cannot stay contented with content value multiplied by base. We need to make it to the power of creativity and intention. With that, I'll see you in my next video where I'll be sharing with you more strategies, more techniques, and more concepts. See you.